1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sadia Sattar. First, the headlines. A special category of Sehat Insaf card has been added to Pakistan's Citizens Portal to ensure timely redressal of public complaints regarding the scheme. National Command and Operations Centre has enforced special non-pharmaceutical interventions in 24 districts of Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and the Federal Capital to stem spread of COVID-19 pandemic. Chief of Army Staff has assured Pakistan Army's full support and commitment to the Kashmir cause and people of Kashmir. Authorities in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir continue its strict curfew on the third straight day today to prevent people from marching towards the residence of Sayyid Ali Gilani in Hyderabad to pay tribute to him. UN Office for Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs plans to issue a flash appeal for the most pressing humanitarian needs and funding requirements for Afghanistan. Palestinian president has urged the United States to fulfill its promise of reopening its consulate in East Jerusalem. And now the news in detail. A special category of Sehat Insaf card has been added to Pakistan Citizens Portal to timely address the public complaints relating to this scheme. According to the Prime Minister's office, the new addition will enable citizens to lodge direct complaints on a host of issues including refusal for treatment in hospitals, lack of facilities and staff behavior. It will also allow the citizens to lodge complaints about delay in treatment or lack of information about their expenses. Complaints can also be registered regarding the problems faced by hospitals on the panel of Sehat Insaf card. A special dashboard has been allotted to the senior officers of State Life Insurance for immediate redressal of public complaints. Chairman State Life will ensure prompt resolution of citizens' grievances. National Command and Operations Centre has enforced special non-pharmaceutical interventions in 24 districts of Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Federal Capital in the wake of increasing COVID-19 cases. According to a notification issued by NCOC in this regard, the NPIs will remain enforced from today till 12th of this month. In Punjab, the districts where the restrictions have been imposed include Rawalpindi, Gujarat, Gujranwala, Sheikhpura, Sialkot, Lahore, Faisalabad, Sargodha, Khushab, Mianwali, Bhakkar, Khanewal, Multan, Bahawalpur and Rahim Yar Khan. The 8 districts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa where the restrictions have been imposed include Peshawar, Swabi, Malakand, Swat, Haripur, Abdabad, Mansehra and Dera Ismail Khan. All federating units have been asked to institute robust mechanism for implementation of these special non-pharmaceutical interventions. According to a notification issued by Punjab Primary and Secondary Healthcare Department, market and business activities will continue until 8 p.m. while Saturday and Sunday will be observed as safe days. Transport between the selected districts will also be closed. 79 more deaths due to coronavirus infection and 3,980 positive cases have been reported in the country in a day. According to the National Command and Operations Centre, over 64,000 tests were conducted across the country during this period and the positivity ratio remained 6.21%. The number of deaths due to coronavirus across the country has now reached 26,114. Prime Minister's Special Assistant on Political Communication, Dr. Shahbaz Gill, has paid rich tribute to all martyrs in the armed forces for their sacrifices to make Pakistan strong. Addressing a press conference in Faisalabad today, he appealed to the people to commemorate the 6th September, the Defence Day, with great enthusiasm to pay tribute to the martyrs who sacrificed their lives for defence and security of the motherland. The Special Assistant said, "Entire nation is proud of the families of the martyrs and the armed forces." He said Pakistan's defense is in the strong hands. Talking about COVID-19 pandemic, he said Prime Minister Imran Khan's difficult but correct decisions for the economy are yielding positive results. Pakistan Navy has released a promo in connection with the Defence Day to pay tribute to martyrs and Ghazis of Navy. The song presents a story of three friends who rendered their lives for the homeland, and even martyrdom could not separate them. This song beautifully presented the passion and devotion of people in uniform for the motherland. Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on Youth Affairs, Mohammad Usman Dar, says the government is determined to introduce reforms in the electoral system by using latest technology for bringing transparency. Talking to a private news channel, he said those who oppose the electronic voting system want to promote rigging in the electoral structure and playing politics on the issue of electronic voting machines. Usman Dar said all-out efforts are being made to implement electoral reforms before the next general election. This is Radio Pakistan. Chief of Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa has assured Pakistan Army's full support and commitment to the Kashmir cause and people of Kashmir. Talking to Azad Jammu and Kashmir, Prime Minister Sardar Abdul Qayyum Niazi, who called on him in Rawalpindi today, the Army Chief paid tribute to the late Hurriyat leader Sayyid Ali Gilani for his historical and selfless struggle for Kashmiris' right to self-determination. During the meeting, situation in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, including continued Indian unilateralism and situation along line of control, were discussed. The Army Chief also congratulated the AJK Prime Minister on resumption of his new office and expressed his best wishes for prosperity of Kashmir. The AJK Prime Minister appreciated Pakistan Army's contribution towards security and development in Azad Jammu and Kashmir. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the authorities continued to clamp strict curfew on the third straight day today to prevent people from conducting a march towards Hyderpura area of Srinagar to pay tributes to veteran Hurriyat leader and icon of Kashmir freedom movement, Sayyid Ali Gilani. Call for the march was given by all parties Hurriyat conference to protest the custodial death of Sayyid Ali Gilani. Thousands of Indian troops deployed in every nook and corner of occupied territory continue to keep millions of Kashmiris confined to their homes. All roads leading to Sayyid Ali Gilani's Hyderpura residence remain sealed with barricades and barbed wires. Mobile internet services also remain suspended to stop people from sharing information about the prevailing situation in the occupied territory. The APHC spokesman in a statement in Srinagar today expressed gratitude to the people and government of Pakistan for showing complete solidarity with the people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir in offering funeral prayers in absentia across the country for the veteran Hurriyat leader. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres will convene a ministerial-level conference on the humanitarian situation in Afghanistan in Geneva on 13th of this month. In a statement, Guterres spokesman Stefan Jarek said the conference will appeal for full and unimpeded humanitarian access to make sure Afghans continue to get the essential services they need. Meanwhile, the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs will release a flash appeal on Tuesday covering the most pressing humanitarian needs and funding requirements. Palestine has asked United States to fulfill its promises, including reopening the U.S. consulate in East Jerusalem. Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Ishtar made these remarks at a meeting with the U.S. Democratic Party delegation in Ramallah City. He urged delegation to exert more pressure on Israel to allow holding Palestinian parliamentary and presidential elections in East Jerusalem and entire Palestinian territories without any restriction. 3 Palestinians have been found dead inside a tunnel underneath the borderline area between southern Gaza Strip and Egypt. In a press statement, spokesman of the Hamas-run Interior Ministry called on Egyptian authorities to investigate the cause of the 3 workers' death. And finally, the weather. Hot and dry weather is likely to prevail in the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain, wind, thunder showers expected at isolated places in lower Sindh and Kashmir. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, do log on to our website radio.gov.pk.